Good morning. This is where I camped. This is what it looks like during the day. And there is a lot of condensation in my tent this morning. The most I've probably dealt with since Campo, I guess. I'm actually going to take my quilt and lay it out in the sun while I do everything else a little bit this morning because it's soaked. So I'm going to have to figure out something. This is the new tent. I'm going to put the extra guy lines on the tent walls here, and that seemed to help before. Because I don't think that I caused the leak in the seam, but I was wondering if the guy lines on the tent walls and me pitching it, pulling them out too tight, possibly could have created the leak in the seal. But I have to battle this condensation, so that's the first step, I think. I mean, there's just a lot of condensation at this tent spot. There's condensation on my sneakers that I left outside. And there's no water around here, so I'm a little bit surprised how much condensation there is. The ground's wet. I've had every chance to get up early and get going this morning, and today's going to be just like every other day. I'll be lucky to break camp at 8:30, so I don't know if I'll make it to Bend today, but tomorrow's fine, Friday. I just need one more good day of hiking out of these trail runners and maybe one half day of getting around tomorrow. These have been an unsung hero. I'm shocked at how many miles I've been able to squeeze out of these. Now, there's not any support left, but I am shocked. These have about 500 miles on them. They'll end up with somewhere between 500 and 550. Quilt's already looking better before I head out, but I'll probably have to open up the tent again today like I did yesterday to dry it out a little bit. Last 2 nights I've pulled into a tent site in the dark. So we are back on the PCT. Pack feels amazingly light, so no real food to speak of in my pack. Just one dinner in my pack and then my snacks that are loaded in my pockets. No water right now, about a mile from the next water source. So I've had 2 liters this morning. I'm fine, but the pack just feels great. If it wasn't for food and water, hiking would be easy. Oh, this guy's got a bad attitude. Hey, what's your problem? You wouldn't make a very good woodpecker. So unfortunately today's going to be complicated with water too. There's water here for right now. I'll take a liter, and then there's water in about 2.5 miles. And then there's a dry stretch. There's a seasonal spring in 13 miles from here, but it's marked as dry. And I haven't even looked at where the next water would be after that. I'll just take as much as I need out of the next source in 2.5, maybe 2 or 3 liters, depending on how far the water is. So I am on a blue trail to the lava campsites. And I've been walking for somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours today. So that's the difference between what I was able to do yesterday and what I wanted to do. It was an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's not a big deal, but I should have gotten up earlier yesterday and gotten going. Should have gotten up earlier today and gotten going. But, I mean, it'll all work out. I'll get to Bend, but that's the difference right there between me getting to Bend today or tomorrow. So I have to get 2 liters. I'm about to enter the lava field, and I looked at all the comments and all the waypoints. There's no water. I can't count on water. And I'm about to walk through like a 6-mile lava field. The next water, I think, is in about 16 miles at a pond that I'll probably end up camping at if I don't go into Bend tonight, which I don't think I'm going to. And before that, in 12 miles, I think, is a blue line to that youth camp. So I'll probably be able to get something to drink there. I have a little less than a liter that I'll drink now, and I'll carry 2 out, and that'll be fine for the 12 miles. The other thing is, it's a little later. If I had gotten going earlier today, then I'd be going across this lava field earlier. So I'm at the water source behind the walk-in tent site here at the lava campground, and somebody left these baby crocs. They're tiny, and I want to carry them out and just hang them as ornaments on the back of my back. They don't weigh nothing. I'd be carrying them out. And they're so cute. Baby steps. Okay, we are back on the Pacific Crest Trail. We have 2 liters of water and whatever we have left from the other liter, so probably a little less than 2.5 liters. That took a minute, but it was important because now we're on the lava rocks and it's midday, so the sun's out. It's not too hot, but I need water. That's why it was important to camp there last night, and I didn't make it. Nobody told me about that.
Yeah, this is one of the best parts.
Oh, beautiful. You guys. Okay, you take one and I'll take one of you guys. All right.
So come back to the doorway of the observatory and keep.
I can't believe that one's 12 miles away.
Two on our way home.
Oh, yeah.
And this was all grass or something? Yeah, we saw squirrels. Yeah. There's probably all kinds of bugs and stuff on to eat. Out and go down, they can probably find water. And don't forget, there's Bigfoot too.
Well, that was an amazing, worthwhile side quest to see the observatory and then to meet Tracy and Caroline, the Trail Angels. And I gave Tracy his trail name, Trail Angel Tracy, so he's now Tat, which I feel good about, and he was happy about. And then I met Crazy Chicken, a southbound hiker who was so fun, super fun, from France. She accidentally drank a Coors Light because she thought it was a soda. She was taking some really cool photographs, framing the images of the mountain with like construction trucks and whatnot. I should have asked her. I'm sure she's posting to social media. I should have asked her if she is. I'd like to see her photography. But I got a bunch of calories. I spent some time there, so who knows what today will actually end up being like. But it was worth it, and I was talking to Crazy Chicken about that. You know, I would never guessed today would turn out like it did. When I woke up this morning, I was just kind of annoyed with myself for waking up late this week and not giving myself a chance to make it to Bend today. And I would have thought all I'm going to do is walk 22 miles and set up going to Bend tomorrow. But I actually had a really good day. Just going to that observatory and sitting with those trail angels and meeting a southbound hiker. So it was fun. And I helped myself out in the calorie battle with a couple of sodas and bags of chips and Pop-Tarts and Cosmic Brownies. But now back to the lava rocks. You do get some breaks in between the lava rocks, which is good because it is actually hotter on the dirt exposed in the sun, I'm noticing, than the lava rocks. And I could be wrong. I didn't measure it with a thermostat, but it just feels hotter. And it could be because I'm climbing steeper elevation at that point. I don't really know. I have been out of the lava field for a minute. It is over there, but it is still very sun exposed in this section of the trail, and it's dry. There's no marked water until a pond, and the last time I looked, that was 10 miles from me, so I have a liter. Less than I want, but I'll be fine. And I could go take the Blue Blaze to get to the youth camp. There's a spigot there, but that's a long Blue Blaze. It's like 0.8. So now you're adding a mile and a half to the day. And I'd rather just go to the lake and spend the night there. I see you right there. You know, there are hawks around. Hawks eat chipmunks. You better be careful just sitting out in the open, being distracted by me. I looked at far out, and the pond I want to camp at is 8 miles away. I have 1 liter of water, so it's a little better than it was when it was 10, but I haven't drank any water, so it really is the exact same. Finally, some shade and some tree cover. I'll sit here for a minute and filter some water. Well, the trail definitely mellowed out and became more agreeable in the late evening. Last time I looked at far out, I'll get to that pond at 8:45. I only have one sip of water left and it's probably 6:30, so not ideal. I really don't feel like walking that Blue Blaze to that youth camp because it's 0.8, so I don't want to add an hour and a half to the day. I'd just rather deal with not having any water, and maybe I'll get lucky. I think it should have worked out better for me. I felt like I had 2 liters for 12 miles. Maybe I looked at the math wrong, but I was at the Trail Magic. I drank 2 chocolate milks and 2 Dr. Peppers on top of the 2 liters I had, so I don't know where things went wrong, but it's been a good day. And on a side note, that's pretty cute for the Sobos. I'm so tired I forgot about that. That's kind of a big deal. I know, I haven't been keeping up with them. I let them fall apart around 1600, and I apologize. 1, 2,000! Well, I ended up having to go 0.4 past the pond because there were a bunch of people camped there. Maybe 5 tents or so, 3 near the access to the pond and 2 scattered out in the woods, and there could have been more. I'm guessing they were all Sobos. I didn't recognize any of them. Some of them, I suppose, could have been the Nobos that walked by my tent in the morning, but I think they're Sobos. And this is the funny part of the hike where I have to start considering southbound hikers being at the tent spots that I want to go to. And I won't know till I get there, so I just have to plan accordingly and either go to a really big tent site with a lot of space or plan on getting there earlier than I have been because I've been showing up later. I got to that pond at about 8, got some water and hiked on 0.4 and just found a spot. I just went over 20 miles today, so 20.8 maybe, and I still didn't get to that pond until 8 o'clock, but the lava field slowed me down. I haven't gotten up early and broken camp early all week, and that Trail Magic was a much needed stop. It was good. So I'm a mile and a half from the road to get to either Sisters or Bent. I'll look at the bus schedule, I'll figure it out, and we'll start over tomorrow. We'll go into Bend, get some shoes, get some other needed supplies, and get some rest.